You know why you're here, because reproducible environments make you tick, but too much friction makes you sick. What if you could throw out npm, rvm, nixenv, and even Docker containers, which are all great for some use cases, but when it comes to local environment, you want to be zen. After 12 years, I finally found something that ticks all the boxes. Devbox is all of the above but more, a CLI that lets you easily create reproducible, reliable dev environments. That also comes with a bunch of plugins making different environments a breeze to manage. Is it all sunshine and rainbows? Almost, but not quite. Let's talk about it. Devbox, not to be confused with the Windows people Devbox, is not a Nix rival if we're being honest, but rather powered by Nix and the Nix package manager, the largest of its kind in the world. There's a Nix video in the channel if you're interested, but it's not for the faint of heart. Devbox is on GitHub with over 10,000 stars, written in Go, and has many contributors. If this wasn't clear, Nix is the power behind Devbox, which wraps it beautifully. I've done a few Nix videos in the past, some diving in, some going back the way I entered because it didn't quite make sense to my workflow. I always wanted to go back to the freedom of a blazing fast rich package manager and customized on-demand shells. To put it bluntly, Nix is just too much hassle to achieve that, at least for me. Beyond Devbox, Jetify, its initial creators, are also the makers of Nix Hub, which tells you something about their Nix affinity. Nix Hub is basically a Nix package repo made for Devbox. Before jumping in, I highly recommend the Devbox docs. They're simple and straightforward, although, if I'm honest, the entire thing is pretty easy to use and get into. So let's do that. As always, everything starts with a curl. Run, say yes, password approval for sudo, since we are, after all, installing Nix-related system with access to local bin. You'll then be invited to the docs or their Discord, which I haven't yet tried, but it's good to know there's a live community around. Devbox real power is its project-specific configurations. Let's create such a project. Carapace autocompletes here, as always, helping us to get started, so there's the first step. Devbox init. Now, we have a devbox.json file and this is where it all starts. This has a few things. First, the schema with a standard configuration, an empty package list, which we're about to fill, some shell hooks and scripts. Let's put a pin in those two and come back to them later. A simple Devbox shell starts, well, a Devbox shell, ensuring packages are there, but there's nothing really to take care of at the moment. We can, however, using Starship, see an impure Nix shell running currently. So yeah, Nix is more than just the engine here, and it doesn't only mean that you're enjoying its capabilities, it also means that you need to have it installed properly. If you have an old, broken Nix installation and expect DevOps to behave, you're in for an unpleasant surprise of a couple of hours of frustration. Don't ask me how I know. Big Bang PRs are killing your velocity. Bloated diffs, slow reviews, merge drama. It doesn't have to be that way. Graphite is a modern code review platform built around stacked diffs, small sequential pull requests that land cleanly in order. You break a feature into focus changes, reviewers see exactly what's changed at each step, and you merge continuously without the end of branch chaos. Here's how it looks in practice. Install the CLI, init once, and start working on stacks. GT-auth, create your first change, then GT-submit. Next, need to sync, GT-up keeps the whole stack rebased and clean. Graphite tracks your stack, opened PRs in order, and shows a clean diff per layer. Reviewers focus on intent, not noise. Smaller diffs ship faster, conflict rates drop, and quality goes up because every step is reviewable and reversible. If your team builds in branches but wants to ship in stacks, try Graphite. Link in the description with a quick start and sample stack that you can copy into your workflow. Now back to the video. Devbox sets you in and a simple exit pulls you back. Now let's use it, but first we need to set up version control. And since I'm a special snowflake, I'll run jj git init. If you want more about JJ, the video is up here. If you want to cast, the comments are down there. Now let's add the Devbox JSON to our version control, then start adding packages. The first important command is search, which uses the Nix hub we've seen earlier and comes back with a bunch of options. Ripgrep, for example, has a lot of versions stored, the latest of which is 15. Let's add version 13 for reference. Devbox says it's added, but what does that even mean? My local ripgrep says 14.1.1. The Devbox JSON says 13, which we've just added. So Devbox shell, RG version, and voila, 13. RG version literally comes back with two different versions. Same machines, no containers involved, same configured shell, and yet. This functionality was achievable by virtualenv and the likes, Docker containers or, well, Nix shells. None as easy, organized, and structured as Devbox. But wait, there's more. Devbox list comes back with current packages in the project, or you can change it yourself directly in the file. Finding the path on the 2 different splits also comes back with different settings, homebrew for the local host below and .devbox nix path above. The banger here is the fact that this is a .file contained within a project and is unique to it. Cool, any package of any version set specifically for a project I'm working on. Dream setup. But what, am I going to have to start a shell, then kill it, remembering whether I did or didn't on every project? Sounds like a nightmare. There is, however, one utility that some of you may already know that's entirely made for that. Setting the environment while you're in a project and offsetting it when you're not. Direnv. I made a video about it over a year ago, and sorry for looking sick, it was 4 AM, but anyway, direnv is fully integratable with Devbox. Check this out. Direnv, following the 12-factor app, which is another video you can find on the channel, sets you up as you enter a path. Its premise is uncluttering your .profile by not having to set all these environment variables and other settings globally when they are project specific. And, as mentioned, Devbox has a direnv integration to automatically activate the shell and packages when you navigate there. On your project, run devbox generate direnv and voila, loading.envrc using Devbox and even a welcome Devbox message from our hook. Now, if you're a new shell user and watching this, don't get frustrated if you can't get it up.
That's what she said!
There's a short snippet required on your config and env.new so that direnv plays nice. It's on my .files repo. After that, you're golden. There it is in action. You find your dir, and that's pretty much it. ripgrep is using the project-specific older version as proof. What if you want a global package, like npm install -g or go install for the gophers, essentially enjoying Nix packages on your global machine? Devbox is not only for, well, Devboxes, but can also help out here. I don't have Ranger, the TUI Explorer, installed locally, but Devbox Global Add Ranger does the trick. One caveat, and this is again shell specific, that Devbox Global Shellenv is expected to run every time you start a shell to plug Devbox Global. Once that's in place for bash users, you're good. Ranger is installed on a shared Devbox Global path available across the system. Running Ranger pops it up, opening files, recognizing color-coded syntax with BAT, and overall a pleasure to use. Oh, and new shell users, don't give up, I've got you covered. Asked OpenCode with Claude to plan and execute a new shell extension for the same purpose, so that the shell hipsters can also enjoy Nix packages. I mean, it should be obvious. More about OpenCode in a dedicated video on the channel. I've forked the version here on GitHub, which is also a standing PR to the Devbox team, but I can't guarantee anything. You can fork mine for the time being, then go build -o devbox cmd devbox, and then you'll find a new local binary that has the format flag, takes new shell as value, and outputs a new script. 2 steps left. Copy that binary to your local path bin or whatever other global path you like, then use it directly by saving it to devbox.new, which can then be sourced. And there you have it. Ranger is known through Devbox global path on new shell. Extremely nerdy, but I'm happy. All that's left is to grab the snippet that adds preserve stack as is, add it to your config new, save, start a new shell, done. Now, for those of you who've seen the script section and couldn't tell what it's for, if you're used to npm run on a project or a tune run, for example, on a global system, Devbox brings the same functionality but project specific while not being framework or language dependent. So if I do something like echoing a line, Devbox run do something sends that. A more practical example would be building a Go binary without having to remember the flags and so on. Devbox run build and a binary was just born and runs successfully. Thinking about a makefile? Yeah, exactly. Only integrated into your env setup without having another file. And who likes makefile syntax anyway? But here's probably my favorite Devbox feature. Plugins. Ever had to change Postgres versions or change Nix configuration files or set up Redis differently for different repos? I have, way too often. Devbox come with a list of common plugins, and if you don't find what you're looking for, you can easily create your own. Adding Nginx, for example, is done like any other package, but the twist is that all of its config files derived from a template, including an index file, will all live in a .file within the project. Devbox add Nginx, then Devbox services start Nginx, and you have a custom Nginx started from local path. .devbox and devbox.de are added. The directory holds your bin and Nix virtualenv facilitators, not critical if you don't care, but devbox.d holds your Nginx conf and your index to serve. It's critical to add that if you want any changes, change the template, not the conf file directly, unless you want to change the port 10 times and bang your head trying to understand why it resets itself. Anyway, nginx web port is the envar in charge of that, which is a great point to show off the env block, setting environment variables for our processes, just like direnv. So nginx port set to 8082, start nginx, get the HTML that shows the index we've updated locally. Do note that similar to Docker, Devbox services ls will list running services, while Devbox services app will start them and launch a process compose, which looks like the love child of K9s and Docker Compose, showing processes and metrics and logs. I do encourage again a thorough look in the docs, including the JSON reference, both because they're great and easy to read, but also prevents loops like I had thinking I'm an nginx genius, losing an hour of my life chasing a port. With Devbox under your tool belt, you're unstoppable. And if you're still wondering about how I use Nix, but more importantly, when I stopped using it and why, you may want to watch this one next to prevent yourself from doing the same mistake. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.